Hey guys, before we continue on with this episode of the General Geekery podcast, I wanted to give everyone a little bit of a volume warning. We have reduced the volume for this episode quite a bit because around the 27-minute timestamp to the 29-minute timestamp, the volume really peaks up because Donald was yelling really, really loud during it because he was recreating something. So we have lowered down the volume so it'll be a little bit easier on the listeners, especially for you guys that are listening with headphones. So be aware around the 27-minute time mark to the 29-minute time mark for a yelling point. Just make sure your volume is at a respectable level so you don't blow out your hearing. We apologize again for the inconvenience, and please enjoy episode 9 of the General Geekery podcast. I'm so glad I was finally able to make coffee using the tools of my trade at work. Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Oh yeah, man, it looks really nice.
Oh, wait till it gets summer and I start using that to make. You start using the machine to make cold brew.
Oh, cold brew. Okay, it's awesome.
Gonna be really good. So okay, off of our coffee ramblings for a quick second. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the very first episode of 2020. For the General Geekery podcast, the podcast where we talk about all things geek, whether it's topic related or if we just want to just ramble on, like whichever. As always,
it's a very good. I think. Oh gosh, who are they? Ramble on. Who did ramble on? Led Zeppelin?
I think so. I can't think off the top of my head. Damn it.
Ramble on.
No. Yeah, because Dream On's Aerosmith, so I'm like, I think it has to be Zeppelin.
On my way. There's a reference to the Lord of the Rings in there.
That is true. That is very true. But we forgot the introductions. I just realized.
Sorry, no, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. You're all right. As always, Donald Kaczynski here, the coffee ninja of the podcast, and with me as always, the artistically awesome Hannah Kubiak.
Hello.
So, yeah. Well, it's still 2019 as of the recording of this podcast, but it feels like 2020 is coming up really soon.
We're on the edge.
We're on the precipice.
Of glory, yeah. I'm trying to get all of my the unpleasant tasks I have to do out of the way before the new year begins, so I can, feel like I'm starting fresh. That same old new year, new me bullshit.
Right.
So
right. Insert Robert Downey Jr. New Year, New Me meme here. So yeah.
New year, new me.
New year,
no.
memes.
Actually, these days it's new day, new meme.
That's true. There is a meme born every single day.
Yeah. Oh man. We should have the So there's this friend of mine who he's a meme lord. We should just have him on sometime, and it would be just this goofy podcast where we just talk about random memes and where they came from. And
yes, absolutely.
Be like, and what about this one, Zachary? And he's like, well, that's an old meme, but it checks out.
I could just totally see your friend just doing this. He's just wearing like a little monocle or something like that, and just be like,
"Let me
allow me to inform you.
Allow me to inform you that meme is out of date." Yeah. But no, he's got like the meme quick draw feed or something. Like, yeah, a meme for every occasion.
So, well, I mean, since how was Christmas for you? How were the holidays?
It was pretty relaxed, actually. I spent most of the time with my mom and my sister, and my sister's boyfriend visited some, and we played a lot of games, as we are wont to do. We had a little mini box tournament of Star Wars Destiny. I don't know if you've ever played that.
I've come across it once. A friend of mine played that game, but
okay.
I've only played it once.
Yeah. Okay. My mom is super obsessed with this game. She has so many dice and cards and things. Like I go to her house and there's like drawers with all this stuff in binders. And she's like, "Oh, well, I've got an extra one of those here. Just take it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" You know,
I'm honestly not surprised with card game players like that where you have to collect everything. Like, I totally understand that. I was a part of that life with a different card game back when I was in high school. So
yeah. But yeah, it's a storage wars nightmare, this game, but it's really fun. So what it is you have a team of 2 characters from Star Wars, and there was like the first set, like the original set. I think it came out in, I don't know how many years ago it came out, just a couple.
But this decade or last decade?
This decade.
This decade.
And so I think it came out right after The Force Awakens, because the first set was you could play a hero deck, which was Rey and Poe Dameron, and you could play a villain deck, which was Kylo and Captain Phasma.
Oh, yes.
So, and it's just sort of blossomed from there, and there's different, you basically, you try and do damage to people, and you've got cards that mitigate damage that's rolled out on dice that you have and everything, so... Yeah. It's tons of fun. It kind of stresses me out because I just like it's that kind of game is a little bit more strategic than my mind is capable of. So
okay, I can understand how that can be a little overwhelming sometimes.
And also, probably this has something to do with it as well. Like, I played a couple of games with my family a couple of years ago. And my mom she's so into this that she has gone to, like, Adepticon to play this game and stuff. Like, people that know my sister have said, "Did I just see your mom at Adepticon the other day?" You know, like, and she goes to these tournaments at different game stores. Like, there's Fair Game in Downers Grove, and there's Pastimes in, like, I don't know where it is, but it's called Pastimes. But yeah,
that's so cool.
She goes to all these different places, and I think probably the source of my stress from this game is that the first game I ever played, like in a store, in a tournament,
right?
It was literally 5 minutes long, and it was me. I was playing a scavenger deck, so it was Lando and Han Solo.
Okay.
It's really fun. You can do hyperspace jump, where if someone's about to destroy you, you can just end the round and escape, you know?
Right.
But the guy that I was playing in the first game was playing this really, really brutal Darth Vader deck.
Of course.
And it took him a round and then his turn to just decimate me. And we're sitting there, and all the other people are just, you know, they haven't barely even started yet. And I'm like,
well, dang.
Good game, I guess. I still don't know if my deck is a good deck because I didn't get to play it. But yeah, I'm more of like I like to play the game as opposed to, like, my sister has a very like strategic planning mind, and she likes to deck build. Which I hate that so much because there's so many cards, and you're like, what if I choose the wrong one? Like,
right? Yeah, that's.
What if it's not optimized?
Yeah, with deck building games like that and Magic the Gathering and all that, like, 75% of your time is building, is finding the cards and building the deck, and then 25% is playing the game.
Yeah, once you have a good deck, then you're basically you're good to go. Like. Yeah, most of it is coming up with a good deck, and then even if you're not a very good player, like I'm not very good, the mechanics of the deck that's built well will work the way it's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to sort of like if you build something that really it doesn't, the moving pieces don't really go, or it doesn't have any moving pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played Magic the Gathering briefly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Back when I was actually playing stuff like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh and everything like that, what me and some of my friends would do sometimes, friends that I played the game with, like, we would get together, like, a set amount of cards, and then, using only the cards that, are available to us, just make decks based on that. It was...
Oh, a draft.
Yeah,
like
draft. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like... Doing draft plays were always, like, really... Doing draft decks are always really fun because it's just like, okay, you have to
think, right then and there, and then it was all fair game.
Yep. I like draft because your options are limited, so I don't freak out with all of my options. I'm just like, well, these ones are all of the red ones, which are the ones that I can use. So I can't use the blue or the yellow ones.
Yep.
So I'll just set them aside. You know.
Yep. At that point, it's just you. It's just you and the game. It's even playing field on that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I love doing draft play games and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The thing that we did on Christmas was we each got a box that had a bunch of packs in it of like 5 cards and one dice and stuff, and we opened them up and we get them all, and then from what we got from our box, we built a deck and played them against each other.
Nice.
I went 0-3. I lost every time.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you were with your family, and at least you had fun though.
I did, yeah. But I'm a little bit more casual, and my mom goes to tournaments and stuff, and my sister and her boyfriend are both like smarties. So.
Oh my. Well, your family sounds awesome. I've only met them in like brief little moments, but like they sound fun.
They are. They're tons of fun. Yeah. Yeah. Teresa is in grad school and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a speech therapy major. No, I don't know. When you're in grad school, you're not a major, are you? You're in a program.
Yeah, I think it's more program based.
See, I don't know, because I'm not in grad school and never have been.
I don't know. Like I assume it's just based on like what I've heard. I mean, I've had a lot of like upperclassmen of mine. They've gone to grad school and at the new school in New York. So like, so yeah, I think it's like more program based.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like trade school, only more expensive.
Yep. Yeah.
Basically that.
You know what I would love to do, speaking of like these sort of like deck building games and stuff, that would be a really great sort of artistic career, because I love drawing like little characters and creatures and things.
Yeah.
We're gonna get them up eventually, but for Loaded Dice, I did like a little character portrait of each character.
You did.
Which was tons of fun, and like doing that kind of artwork for like card games, that would be awesome.
Oh heck! That. Oh heck!
To get to that level, like I'm not there yet. I look at stuff that I've drawn and I'm like, okay, it's good, but it doesn't look professional quality. I don't think. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I scroll through DeviantArt too much. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so lame.
well, I mean, you follow passion and everything like that, but like all the people that like do like the artworks for all those games, it's just like it's like where does the inspiration come from? Like I've like especially for moments like it like Magic the Gathering has some of the best card artwork I've ever seen in a card game.
Yeah. Like, they're pretty good. I like to just look at them. I don't necessarily like to play the game.
Yeah, like there and there are people who will just collect the cards just for the art.
Yeah.
Because it's so great.
There's this, okay, maybe you know this card. It's some kind of angel lady.
Oof.
There's been several versions of her. There's a guy that I know who has like a play mat with that design on it, and I think the artist or somebody important like signed the mat for him or something. Like,
nice.
But I don't know what the card was. I forget.
I don't know either. Like
it was, yeah.
It has been so long since I have done anything related to Magic the Gathering. Like I don't even know.
Yeah. Have you ever played Legend of the Five Rings?
No, I've seen it played. I have never played myself.
It's I have a lot of the stuff. Actually, I just received one of the expansions for Christmas. So
cool.
Yeah, we should play it sometime. I think it's sort of your aesthetic. It's kind of what do you call it? Eastern.
Okay.
Like Eastern the Eastern aesthetic and the it's really cool because some of the cards have sort of like what is it? Like I love it when it makes sense thematically what the card is called and what it does. Like there's this one. It's called. I'll explain what the game is. Like you play a deck from a certain clan, and each clan has different things that they do. So there's like the Phoenix clan and the Crane clan and the Scorpion clan, and they all focus on different stuff. And there's honor is a big deal. You're supposed to sort of accumulate honor, and if you do certain things, like if you play a card called Assassinate, you lose 2 honor. And so different decks sort of focus on different stuff.
Like, a game of honor. This seems tailor-made for Prince Zuko from Avatar.
Yeah.
Honor!
Yep. But yeah, there's like the what else? There's the Unicorn Clan is like the horse riders. So they're kind of like Rohan in Japan. Yes. And you can send your characters out into the field really quickly and stuff. And there's the Scorpion Clan, which is more like, you know, politically savvy sort of villains, where you go and basically what you do is you like play cards that are like gossip and shame and stuff, and make the other person lose honor, and that's how they lose the game. Not necessarily by having their characters killed, but by having them be so dishonored that they kill themselves. You know,
intriguing.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's very complicated. Like, I wouldn't know where to begin to, like, deck build for that, but you can sort of net deck it and everything.
Cool.
Yeah. So, that's sort of the kind of stuff that I do.
That sounds a lot more interesting than how my Christmas went. I'll have to be honest on that.
Yeah, but you got your coffee machine.
Oh, yeah, I did. So, I know Hannah just... sent a link about that in the General Geekery Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us at Gen Geek Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
But for my Christmas, my family, since they know I've been a barista for 5 years now. And,
wow. Yeah.
And over the past year, I've been getting more involved with like the industry and like learning some of the finer points. My family decided to go all out and get me some coffee equipment for home, including a at-home burr grinder. It's a really nice model. I like it. It's very nice, very compact for what I need. It's got several different settings that I can grind the coffee to. So if I needed to just make just a pot of coffee, if I want to do it a little coarser to make some cold brew for the summer, which I am planning on that.
Yes, please.
And then for a little bit of a finer grind, which I use for pour-overs.
Oh.
Where you literally grind out the beans and measure it all out to make a single cup of coffee.
Yeah.
They also got me the dripper for that too, so that you can just pour the water on top and it'll filter through. That's how I made your coffee today.
Nice, the dripper.
Yeah, I started doing it this back last January when I started working over at Valentine, because at the place where I work, Valentine Coffee Roasters, we specialize in doing pour-overs for all 11 of our coffees. And
awesome.
that's how we like to do it. I mean, we'll keep like the regular house blend like on drip just in case people like need it to go. But if you want any one of the other coffees, like we have it available via pour over.
Ooh, nice.
So yeah, there's that. I've tried all of the different coffees and I love each of them for many different reasons. What we're drinking today is actually a favorite in the household. It's our espresso dulce blend.
Yes,
it's so good. And then this is the part that surprised me. My godmother, bless her heart, I love you, Cindy, for doing this. She got me an electric heated tea kettle.
Oh yes, so you can wait. Oh, it's an electric one?
Yeah.
So you just like click the thing and it boils?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So it's two separate parts. You have the kettle itself, which is a very nice kettle, and then you have the heating pad that you plug in. You're able to turn it on, and you're able to adjust the temperature from a low of like 130 to a high of like 210, 211, something like that. And then once it reaches a certain temperature, you can flip a switch, and the heating pad will keep the water inside the kettle hot for up to an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
that is above and beyond what I expected it to be.
Yeah, exactly. I had to relook it up. Apparently, it is like one of the top products for it on the market, and and it's done in like with several different barista competitions and things like that. And I'm like, I'm like, family, you did not have to go this far above and beyond for me. Like, I would have settled with just like a regular gooseneck tea kettle.
That's...
You can get those for like $30, but they went ahead and did this for me. I'm like, guys. You understand that my passion is not just insanity, it's passion.
Yep. My sister actually, she did a little handmade gift for me, kind of. She went to it was sort of a pottery painting place where you can paint something and then they like flame it in the kiln for you. And she got me, painted by her, it's a big ceramic mug, and it has, the handle is like a little dragon.
Oh!
Head. And she painted it for me, and I actually put it on my Instagram because I love it so much. It's my favorite thing. She made it for me, and she said, "Here, you can have something nerdy to drink out of on loaded dice."
That's beautiful.
Yes! So.
Well, it looks like your sister and I had the exact same idea, except she went ahead and actually made it. I was trying to scour something because I know you love J.R. Tolkien and
I do.
Hobbit.
I do.
I got Hannah a coffee mug for Christmas.
Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the mug, well, he also got me some coffee from Valentine Coffee.
Absolutely.
And on the mug it says Hobbit meals, 7 a.m. breakfast, 9 a.m. second breakfast, 11 a.m. 11sies, 1 p.m. luncheon, 3 p.m. afternoon tea, 6 p.m. dinner, 9 p.m. supper.
All of the Hobbit meals of the day.
Yep.
I
think there's a bit of a gap between afternoon tea and dinner, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, you gotta let the stomach digest a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but you're eating every 2 hours, and then suddenly it's 3 hours later. What the hell?
Well, I mean, there's no wonder why most hobbits are usually a little more on the pudgy side, though.
They're inclined to be fat in the stomach.
But since you brought up the mug about the handmade and everything like that, I kind of have to share this because a coworker of mine did this for me. Look at that.
Oh my gosh! It's a wolf!
Yep. My coworker, shout out to you, Andy. Hope you're listening in. Their mom, owns a gem shop, if I remember correctly, in, it's in a small town, just outside Madison, I want to say.
Okay.
Cambridge. That's what it is. And
lovely.
And so, Andy, for all the coworkers, they, made, different gem figurines out of different material, and Andy got me a wolf that was made out of soapstone.
Nice. Oh, it's got a little too dark in here. I was gonna take a picture of it so we could share it.
I'll take a picture of it later. My camera has a flash, so
send it to me.
Yes,
I will put it up. It's so beautiful.
I know. I was crying so much. I'm like, Andy, this is so cool.
Don't you just love it? Like, some people just get you a gift because they have to get you a gift, but some people just, they were clearly thinking of you when they got it for you.
Exactly.
Like this mug that I got. Aww.
Come on. I mean, it's what I do for all the people that I love. Like, I love spoiling those that I love. So...
Yeah.
And you are on that list.
Clink,
absolutely. Clink to that.
Thanks, bro.
Anytime.
Yeah. So you're a gift giver.
Yeah,
that would be your...
Yeah, me, my mom, my little brother, and even my dad, like, we just love, like, making people smile. So, like, anytime we do something, like, even if it's, like, giving a gift or anything like that, oh my god, I have to share this with you. This is, so, a few years back, my little brother made my godmother the greatest gift I think we've ever given. So, a little bit of a flashback to an earlier topic on the podcast. I'm a fan of Doctor Who. my little brother is was a fan, but he fell out of it a little bit. And my mom and my godmother are huge fans as well. My godmother is a huge fan of like one of the classic Doctors, Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
With the scarf and everything, and she had stated like she's always wanted one of those scarves. So this goes a little bit above and beyond. My little at around the same time, the year we gave her the gift, my little brother recently took up knitting. And so we had to keep this on the down low for like 7 or 8 months. because for those not familiar with like the Doctor who was played by Tom Baker, he wears a scarf that is like 20 feet long.
Yeah,
it is a big scarf.
Well, yeah, because the costume builder didn't know that they didn't have to use all the yarn, right?
Right. I think so. I think that's what the story was.
She's like, well, just keep on knitting, I guess.
So my little brother, whenever he had time off, and he was also part of a knitting club back in at his high school. Anytime he had the free chance, he would knit like sections of the scarf, and it took until like a week before Christmas. I think it was in like 2015, 2016, I want to say, to complete it. And so we packaged it up. We usually on Christmas. She lives near us, so we always go over there and just say, hey, hello, gifts, everything like that, catch up, talk, and everything like that. So we're giving her the gift. Little does she know, I have my phone going, recording the entire reaction from start to finish. Because I'm wearing flannel at the moment with a breast pocket, so I have the camera going. I put my phone into the breast pocket. I'm surprised that it recorded so well.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised by this. And so you can see and you can see it in the video. I'll send it to you later because it's great.
Nice.
It's a slow build up. Like she's talking about random stuff. She's opening up. And as soon as she gets a peek inside and just sees what it is and feels like the material, she goes, "Oh! Oh!" and she goes, "I am wearing this and wearing this and wearing this and wearing this."
Look at the giant spike in volume just there on the.
Sorry, we were looking at the recording software on Audacity. There was like a huge spike. Sorry,
no, it's a huge rectangle of just Donald screaming.
Sorry, headphone users. I'll put a little. I'll try to reduce the volume on that a little bit in post.
Those poor people who listen to podcasts while they're falling asleep.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I've definitely done that before, where I'm listening to a podcast while I'm sleeping, and then all of a sudden something amazing happens. And
it's like, what happened? What happened? But it was so great. Like she was freaking out. Like she was already happy with it, but the fact that when she found out that my little brother was the one that made it, like I couldn't catch on camera, but she started tearing up. And we all looked at each other and we're like, okay, we are never going to be able to top this gift giving.
Yep.
We are never going to be able to top this.
Yeah.
It was a gift that was 8 months in the planning and making.
Nice. Yeah. This year I gave my mom a copy of her favorite, like a boxed set of her favorite translation of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Like she's a super nerd.
Oh yeah.
Like, I would like, if possible, for Christmas or my birthday or something, I would like the Robert Fagel's translation of the Iliad and the Odyssey. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Yay. And I got it, and she got it out. And she's like, oh, and it's Robert Fagel's. And Teresa and Teresa and I are like teasing her. We're like, the fact that you have a favorite translator of the Iliad and the Odyssey, and she says, yes, Robert Fagel's translation is infinitely superior to all other translations of the Iliad and the Odyssey. And
I'm gonna be honest, that doesn't really surprise me, considering like how many like translations of like different classic works there are.
Yeah.
Like. I mean, us being theater people, I can speak words.
Yep.
Us being theater people ourselves, how often, like, whenever we have to deal with the works of Chekhov,
yeah,
how like, we're trying to scour, like, the best translations.
Yeah. Or, like, oh gosh. When, so as a Christian, I've had reason to buy Bibles for people a lot, and like for myself and stuff.
Right.
So whenever I look, there's a couple of key passages that you have to look look up and make sure that it's not translated weirdly. Like, there's a psalm, I think, that it goes, "Oh God, you have searched me and you know me." But in some translations it says, "Oh God, you have probed me and you know me." And I just can't take it seriously.
Oh, man.
I just think of aliens immediately. So whenever I buy a Bible for someone, I'm like, okay, here we go. I gotta make sure that they didn't say, "You have probed me" in it.
I think my little brother came across that one Christmas. Our uncle gave him a Bible, even though it was a little awkward because my little brother had to explain that technically he's agnostic.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, but my little brother also loves literature, and he's like, I've never read the Bible. It'll be fun. And he found those like little translations like that, and he's just like, okay, this is a little bit of a chuckle. Like, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but this is interesting.
Yep. There's lots of wacky stories in the Bible. You know, there's all the ones that people quote all the time, like John 3:16 and stuff. But then there are like really obscure stories of like, there was something where
I think
wait, there's one. It's about, I think, the prophet Elisha or something, where just this random story where he's walking along and these kids start teasing him. They're like, "Go up, bald head, go on up." And he like curses them or something, or he's like, "Oh, you kids," you know. And then these lions come out of the woods and eat the children alive.
Oh my God.
But
I love that lion.
"Go up, bald head."
That sounds like something out of a Charlie Brown cartoon.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh yeah.
Oh,
but I mean, you got to have a sense of humor about things. Like,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I've met way too many Christians who are way too serious, and I'm like, "What are you doing? It's hilarious."
Yeah.
Go up, bald head.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's certain moments, and I'm like, "Come on, you can't have like a little bit of a giggle out of that, really?"
Yeah. Or just like my mom and my sister and I have all these stories of like going to church, and the lectors who read just have weird voices or whatever.
Oh man.
And it's just, like, we can't take it seriously. Like,
I think that was like one of the reasons like why my family like stopped going to like church services every now and again, because mainly me and my brother would not we were so immature at certain points in that we just could not keep it together. We're just like,
yeah.
And my mom's like, "Behave," and I'm like, "Do you not understand this?"
But no, it's me and my mom actually though, because I think it was some Christmas song. My mom and I went to midnight mass together. It was some Christmas song. We were both sitting there, and I think the person who was singing had like some ridiculous vibrato when they were singing or something. And my mom and I are both just kind of like looking at each other and cracking up.
Oh man, sure.
So it's not even me cracking up and my mom scolding me. It's me and my mom cracking up together.
We're just like, we can't take this.
We're like, well, good thing we know this isn't actually the reason that we go to church. It's not for all these people. So
exactly. It's just like it's like I do believe in the great beyond, and like I believe all religion is great. I have followed the Christian faith for a while. I am not a churchgoer, but I do believe in the higher powers that be. But still, it's just like oh my God, like every now and again, like on my mom's side of the family, like they'll do like small little like at home services and things like that. But it's just the songs. I'm like, do we really need to like continue doing this? I feel like some of this shouldn't even need to be sung. This seems more like poem readings. I'm like this. Like, you can't even hold the tune with this. And this is also coming from me not being an actor who's versed in musical theater.
Right. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's hilarious. Where did we get off on that tangent?
Well, we got I think we got off on that from some. I can't even remember. Because it just went from that to gift giving to the like Bible stuff or things like that. I can't remember how we got off on that tangent.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of Christmas, and also speaking of like what is it called? It's called like living card games. Is that what it is? Where you build something?
Deck builders.
Deck building. Yeah.
Yeah, like during the game itself. Yeah.
But there's this really fun game that I love because it doesn't require any deck building whatsoever. It's called Keyforge. Have you heard of it?
I have not played it though.
We should sometime. It's really fun because basically they all have these. All the decks have these like wacky names and gosh, I wish I could remember what some of them are. But basically, it's all these monsters from these random factions. Like you've got a faction of aliens, and you've got a faction of like werewolves, and there's a faction of these sort of like paladins, and it's just really random. There's like a rogue faction where it's all of these little like thief people.
That's
and
so
stuff,
cool.
and you just go off against each other and try and basically what you're doing is you're trying to collect amber, which is like these little pieces of rock, and you're trying to forge 3 keys out of the amber, and that's the thing. But each deck just basically you buy it's a little tiny deck, and you buy it, and you don't know what it is, and you open it up, and it's got basically the name of the deck on the back of every single card, and it's like you can't really like mix and match. It's just like that's how it is, as it is.
Right.
And I really love that because then it's not really. I don't have to do any deck building, and also
Right.
the point of it is not building the best deck, but figuring out how the one that you have works. Which, yeah, I'm pretty good at making something out of what I have, which is great.
You know what? Since you say that, I think one game I think you would genuinely enjoy because of that. Have you ever heard of a game called Red Dragon Inn?
Oh, yes, I have. It's where you're adventurers on your downtime.
Yep, exactly. So there's multiple sets of the game, but there's many different characters that you can play that come with their own decks. And the objective of the game is to get the other people to either pass out from being too badly damaged, being too drunk, or make them lose all of their gold.
Nice.
And then there's like different characters that specialize in different things. Some are like heavy hitters, like there's an orc one. There are some people that specialize in winning all of the gold through gambling, such as there's a pirate character, and there's also a sneak named Gurky, who's like a little troll hobbit.
Gurky.
He's in the first set. He is a nightmare to deal with late game, but still, like it's a game that me and my friends have played a lot. It's one of my favorite games that I've come across in the past decade.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to get a set of it, but I haven't yet. But since we're talking about like all this games and stuff, I feel like now we should start bringing in some games and stuff like that.
Oh hell yeah! We should definitely do a podcast sometime where we chat and play cribbage at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll switch off from some of the general musings to general card playing and stuff like that.
Cribbage musings. Okay, so here's
I have to find some of my cribbage. We are down to one or two cribbage boards in the house. Because I feel like I'm missing some of them. Well, I know one of them is in the VFR green room.
Right. Because I left up when I get there.
So. No, I left that there for you guys. So.
Aww. My mom has a cribbage board that she picked up at a garage sale that it's shaped like a fish.
Cribbage boards are always so weird. My cousin Bradley on my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family is huge into cribbage. It started with my grandma and grandfather. It was handed down to the kids, and pretty much every single cousin knows how to play the game. And my cousin Brad, he made his own custom cribbage board. He sawed down a log in half and just created holes in the board to like go around, and he turned some of the little shavings into like ornate pegs.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I'm just like, what the heck? That's insane.
Gosh. That's great. That's a great project for somebody to do.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I'm just like, how much sanding did you have to do in order to get it that smooth?
He's just like, I've been sanding for weeks and weeks. You want to hear some examples of some Keyforge deck names? Okay.
Fire away.
So basically there's an app for it. There's a Keyforge app.
Oh my god.
And you can put like decks in there because each deck is unique.
Okay.
So I have some that are unique, you know, and you stick them in there. And okay. So here's the name of a deck that I just found. Ainley the Caffeinated.
All right, I'm instantly on that one.
X the War Boss of Defeat.
Oh crap.
Ooh, this one's so long I have to click on it to read it. The Forever Brash Acolyte of Shiptucket.
I feel like that one would be my little brother.
Nolan, Creeping Pit Rogue. The one who fully calibrates discs. This one looks like just gibberish. Godfried Ildebol della Sartoria Glacial.
Must be Italian.
Giannis, Artisan of the Nightmarish Tavern. It goes on and on. Every single one has these ridiculous names.
This sounds so cool.
Lead Mother, Spawn of Raintrist. So those are just random ones that I found on the app. These are some of mine that I actually own. My mom has something called like Zanny Belt Poet is one of her favorite ones that she likes to play.
Oh my god, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of Smash Up too. If you've ever played Smash Up.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you basically combine two different things like zombies and pirates or aliens and cowboys or something. And
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man. My god, that sounded just like my little brother. Oh, okay. I hate to get back on guests, but I have to share this with you because this one was hilarious. Sure. I also got two things with my little brother. Like I think you would appreciate both of them. Mm-hmm. One, I got him. He wanted a literary style coffee mug,
nice.
And with like literature quote on it, and I found one. It's kind of a butchered quote from like Shakespeare, but it says, "I would challenge thee to a battle of wits, but I fear that you have already lost."
Oh yeah, it's. I would challenge you to a battle of wits, but you appear to be unarmed.
Yeah, you appear to be unarmed. That's what it was. Yeah, but I think that was supposed to be like a butcher quote from like Much Ado About Nothing, and I saw it and I'm like, this is so my little brother. I'm absolutely getting this. I was so close though to getting the Villain I Have Done My Mother mug.
I've done my mother. Yeah.
Villain. I wanted to get that one, but I'm like,
Villain I Have Done My Mother. That was awesome.
Love that line.
Oh man,
so much.
Okay, where are they?
And then I got my little brother a. So I've told you before, my little brother is also really big into D&D. He's running like I think he's running like 2 campaigns right now because they just finished I think a Curse of Strahd campaign.
Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, they finished that like the day when he came home. He came back home at like 2 a.m. in the morning because they were finishing up the Curse of Strahd campaign.
Oh my gosh.
And I got him for Christmas because he's been wanting this for a long. Like he wanted this last year, but we weren't able to get it. He wanted a dice chest.
Ooh.
Because mostly he carries around his dice in like old breath mint containers like Altoids or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really want to get him one because I wasn't able to get it last year because of circumstances.
Yeah.
But so I went out and I couldn't find one that was too out of the ordinary. But then I found one online that the chest on the outside, it's like a stack of 3 books.
Oh wow!
And on top of it, there's like a dragon.
Oh, nice. Sounds about right.
It's actually in this house, and I can show it to you. But awesome. It's just like it's so awesome. like he honestly thought it was like he thought it was a mini at first.
Oh, yeah.
And then he opened up the thing and it's like, whoa, this is a dice chest.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh gosh, I remember. I think one time we were in a D&D campaign. We were fighting a leviathan that was the size of an island.
Okay.
It was basically like in Sinbad when the island turns out to be a giant turtle or something.
Yep.
It was kind of like that. And so basically we had our little minis, the normal
right
kind, and then one of us had a giant Godzilla model that was like this tall, and we just stuck that in the middle of the mat. And we're like, okay, here we go. And I was a monk, so of course I had to like, and I had the like runnings. You could have like a really fast running speed where you can run across water and you can run up vertical surfaces.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my gosh, monks are the best. I love monks.
Oh yeah. You and my brother would get along because he had a monk character that was like a glass cannon.
Oh gosh, yeah, and yeah. So people are all at range firing at this thing, and meanwhile I'm like climbing up the creature's back looking for survivors in this cave that we had
Get up on the Hydra's back!
Yeah, it's always ridiculous. So, oh man, that you just reminded me of that for some reason.
Well, it's what happens.
Oh man, but yeah, definitely we should play some games sometime.
Well, it will come. It will come once I can rearrange the recording studio a little bit. We can absolutely make that happen.
Woohoo!
So yeah, that's gonna be the plan.
Nights.
That's gonna be the plan for like the first month of 2020 is just rearrange everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can end it off on that. That was
I think so.
pretty great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again for listening in. This has been episode 9. I want to say.
9 question mark?
Yeah, 9. I want to say 9 or 10. 9 or 10. It all depends.
It's 9.
Either 9 or 10. It all depends on like which gets released first. But still.
Yep.
Yeah,
we've said 9 now, so let's.
Yeah. Episode 9. Episode 9. Yeah, we'll do it like that. But yeah, thank you guys again for listening in. If you're listening in on Spotify, Spreaker, or wherever podcasts are listened to, you can follow us on social media on Facebook at General Geekery Podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Gen Geek Podcast, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that the Pinterest is just at General Geekery.
We have a Pinterest?
Yeah.
I was not informed of this.
Wait a minute. No, not Pinterest. Instagram. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. I was about to say, wait a minute.
I'm not that dedicated, Nan.
Okay, all right.
I myself barely have a Pinterest for myself, so yeah, I think it's just.
Yeah, I think it was Gen Geek Podcast.
It's, it'll all be correct in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram is General Geekery, and I think the Twitter is. Gen Geek Podcast.
Yep, Twitter at Gen Geek Podcast, and then General Geekery on Instagram. I'm kind of glad that we just got regular General Geekery for Instagram. I honestly thought that would have been taken up.
Yep, I thought it would be too, but no.
Yeah, and then General Geekery Podcast on Facebook as well. For myself, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Twitch.tv at RyuzakiMK7. Hannah, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Instagram at Pythian Legume. You can also find me on Twitter for some reason at Pythian Legume 2. I don't really do anything on it, but you know, it's whatever. And
she's there.
And you can also see me live on Twitch with Loaded Dice Adventures at twitch.tv/Loaded Dice Adventures. Every Monday at 7:30. Good. Thank you for reminding me to give the day and the time.
No, I got you covered. I got you covered. Oh, and if you want to plug the other podcast that you are a part of, go right ahead.
Yes. So I'm a multi-podcast producer now. My mom and I, the awesome geek mother that I have, we're doing a podcast called Splankniks, where we talk about all things geek-related. And we're planning on starting a YouTube channel where we do sort of like unboxings and gameplay and stuff. So there'll be lots of Destiny going on, lots of other kind of things like that.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Possibly we'll probably be doing like some like live streaming on like my Twitch, like once I get everything set up and we can like appropriately time all this. But
oh yeah, you could teach me how to play video games.
Yeah,
Inepticon.
Yay!
Woo!
All right, so thank you guys once again for tuning in. This has been episode 9 of the General Geekery Podcast. For Hannah Kubiak, I am Donald Kaczynski, and here's to a good 2020. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
And always remember, as we go into this brave new year and new decade, always remember to keep your geek on.
Always.